That's the same reason why we suffer from a lot of the things that we got going on with us as a people, like high blood pressure, gout, high cholesterol, diabetes, the list goes on. Because we continue to eat the things that the Lord told us not to eat. You feel me? Right, so you don't eat pork, brother. Hey, you gotta get the sister on it. Not eating pork, you feel me? Brother, yeah, you are a king, but what you the king of? Even kings got nationalities and names. Yeah, you are a king, brother, right? But you a king, right? Because you're an Israelite, right? And because of who your God is at the end of the day, brother. Who your father is. That's why you're a king, because of who we are and where we come from. Second Esdras chapter 16, start at verse 1. Start at verse 1. Right, and that's madness. That's all Eve know how to do, man. Is be loud and in the streets, man. Give me Proverbs 9 and 13. Right, and whole second Esdras 16 and 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 13, and it reads, a foolish...
Hey, family. Hey, family, you got 2 minutes, King? Alright, brother, take a flyer, brother. Take a flyer. Take a flyer, King. Take a flyer, brother. You God's chosen people. You're an Israelite, alright? We got to repent, keep the commandments, King. Alright, read.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 13, and it reads, a foolish woman is clamorous.
What?
It's clamorous.
Right.
She is simple and knoweth nothing. And knowing nothing.
Read.
For she sitteth at the door of her house on the seat in high places of the city.
Right, and our women don't even sit on the porch no more, man. Right, Eve want to be all out in the streets, man. Eve want to be out in the streets, right, on top of cars that's moving, twerking, showing their body into the whole wide world, and they get mad because another brother is treating them like a thot, man. You want to be treated like a damn princess, but what? You steady doing things that princesses don't do. Right? Hey, come on, brother. Right? I see you listening across the street, King. Right? I see you listening across the street, brother. Hey, come down. Hold on, Joe. Hold on, Joe. Hey, brother, come down here real quick, King. Right? I see you. You walked past earlier. I see you stop for a little minute across the street, King. What's going on with you? You good? 2 minutes. That's all I want. That's all I need. 2 minutes. I'm gonna break down something to you quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, brother. Real quick. The first question I'm gonna ask you is, what's your nationality? You believe in the Bible? You believe in God or a higher power? Put it like that. Okay, you believe in a higher power. All right. So, what did your higher power call you? You said, huh?
The Quran.
Oh, so you believe in? So you do believe in God? Okay. Well, you believe in the Quran, right? So would you consider yourself Muslim? Okay, right? So real quick, I'm gonna ask you a question. Right? They believe in Allah, right? Did God give people a nationality? Right? Or did he just call everybody just humans? Right? That's impossible, right? And I'm gonna tell you what. First of all, the word human wasn't even always around. That's a new term that's been invented, right? Not only that, hue means to be dark or shade.
That's right.
So everybody on the earth is not human to you. Right? So we can throw that out the window. It's not human, right? Even in the Quran, you had nations of people, right? And they referred to other nations, right? Or other nationalities as nations, different nations of people. So they had to have had a name that was given unto them by their God. Now the point is, brother, you have a nationality, right? What would you consider yourself with your nationality? African American? Alright, watch this. That was invented in 1986. So you got people who will be older than their so-called nationality. So now let's try again. Alright? What would you call your nationality? Your ethnicity?
Black.
Black? Okay. Let's insert black into the machine. Right? Can you speak the language black? Can you go to the land called black? Right? Black is the color out of a crayon box, right? So we ain't black. We all beautiful shades of brown up here. Right? So, right? We gotta throw black out the window. Right? Try again, last time. And then we're gonna break these things down real quick for you. Right? You seem like an intelligent brother, man. Right, not black, not African American, we ain't. Everybody not human. Right, and that ain't the nation of people. Because race is in the Bible. You understand? Literally. The word race is literally in the Bible.
Right.
Right? Somebody give me that in Sirach chapter 26 and 19. Right? It's all good. We're going to break these things down for you, brother. We ain't going to take up all your time. Right? Somebody bring this up.
Sirach 26 and verse 19.
Get out.
My son, keep the flower of thy age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers.
Right.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession
And then a woman,
through all the field,
which is the world, according to Matthew chapter 13, right, and 53, read.
sow it with thy own seed,
And sow it with your own people, read.
trusting in thy goodness of thy stock.
Right.
So thy race,
So thy what?
so thy race, which thou leavest, shall be magnified.
Right, so everybody has a race at the end of the day. Right, you gotta figure out, brother, what race you come from. What's your nationality? What's your heritage? Right, because does the Quran teach you your heritage? No, the Quran don't teach you what your nationality is either. Right, I used to dabble in that years ago. Right, so I'm kind of in tune with what's going on with the Quran, you understand? But there's answers that the Quran, actually came 700 years after the last book in the Bible was written, which is the book of Revelations, and that was written in 95 AD. So 700 years after 95 AD, then the Quran was formed. Right? And even in the Quran, they get all their basic teachings from where? Do you know? Right? They get it from the Torah. Right? Muhammad in there even said that. Right? Pretty much all their teachings come from the Torah at the end of the day. So we got to go to the source. Right? We got to attach ourselves with our culture and our history. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, brother, being a Muslim is not our culture. That comes from the Arabs. That's their culture. They the ones that teach us, so on and so forth. Right? We just had certain men like Farrakhan gravitate towards it, take it, and then try to make it for themselves. We don't have to try to make something else for us, because we already got something that's for us at the end of the day. You understand? Huh? Hold that real quick. Right? So basically, brother, I want to go into what your nationality is. You understand? Because that's important. Everybody should know who they are. Right? And we the only people on the face of the earth who don't know who we are. Right? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 26. Right? Deuteronomy 32 and 26. And give me 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 7.
Deuteronomy 32 and 26. I said I will scatter them into corners.
All over the earth. Now where can you go anywhere in the earth and you gonna see this particular people? You said, huh?
What people?
You said white people?
You said what people?
Oh, I'm saying, like, oh, you asking me the question now? Right, us. You can go anywhere in the world and you're gonna see who there, us. Because why we scattered all over the earth? Because the Lord put us all over the earth. You understand? Read.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
That's why we the only people that when you ask us what our nationality is, we don't know. We say things like black, which is the color of the crayon box. We say things like African American, which was invented in 1980s. Right? We say things like Negro. Right? We say things like colored, Asiatic, Moorish American. You ask the other nations what their nationality is, they can tell you what their nationality is. They can tell you where their landmass is, where they come from, their lineage, their culture, their heritage. They can tell you all that. But guess what? What's your heritage? Is it 4th of July cookouts? Right? Smoking weed? Right? Passing it behind auntie back to your cousin? Right? Nah. I mean, that's what our people do though. But we have to regain our heritage back in these last days. And that's what we are here to do, to teach our people, right? So read that again, read on. Yeah, read that again.
I said I will scatter them into corners.
Right.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
That's why our people don't know who they are. Read.
God, were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely.
Right, now go to Leviticus, go to the book of Leviticus chapter 25 and 38.
Leviticus
26 and 38.
Leviticus 26 and 38. And it reads, and ye shall perish among the heathen.
What people are perishing at a rapid rate among the heathen? Meaning the other nations. Yeah. What people dying just from anything, whether it be a pestilence, meaning a disease, whether it be from being in the jailhouses, being wrongfully treated, whether it be from getting wrongfully accused of things and having police brutality come upon us, whether it be these own people fighting against each other. What people are perishing among these. That's right, we are. Right, read.
In the land of your enemies
Isn't this the land of our enemies right here? Right, read.
shall eat you up.
Shall do what?
Shall eat you up.
That's not talking about literally eat us up. It's talking about what? Devour us. Right, read.
And they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquities in your enemies' land, and also in the iniquities of their fathers shall they pine away with them.
Right, pine away meaning to what? To get worse and worse and worse over time. Right, waxing worse and worse. More often than not, right, our great-great-grandmothers, they would kind of know about the Hebrews. You understand? They would kind of know a little bit, right? They even had Hebrew, so-called Hebrew spirituals, where they would sing hymns about what our forefathers and foremothers in the ancient world was doing. Right, nowadays our people don't have that knowledge, right, generally. You understand? Bring this up. Matter of fact, go to Isaiah chapter 42 and 22, select it. Right, let's start getting right to the point, hitting these heavy hitters for the family.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 22, and it reads. And it reads, but this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Right, what people have been robbed? Us. We've been robbed of our land, our nationality, our heritage, who we are. We've been robbed of everything. And it said robbed and spoiled, meaning destroyed. If you leave some milk in, right, past the expiration date, what's going to happen to it? It's going to be spoiled, destroyed. It's good for nothing at the end of the day, you understand? Right, so the Lord, right, chiefly Isaiah, right, which lived between the time of 7, if I'm not mistaken, 710 or 720 BC to around 680 BC. Right, when he was writing these words, if I'm not mistaken. You understand? So he said his people, right, read.
Robbed and spoiled.
Robbed and spoiled.
They are all of them snared in the hole.
Meaning got traps set about all around for us. Aren't we? Don't you feel like we got traps everywhere for it? Right? You get jammed up in the system, then you get out. They expect you to just do your best, right? But you can't. It's hard for you already to get jobs now. First, it was already hard because we so-called black as it is, right? And they don't like messing with us like that. Then now, I got something on my record, so now it's even harder to get a job.
Right.
Right? Those are called snares and traps, right? We already at a disadvantage because why? We don't got the money to be able to send our kids to the best so-called colleges, but they do. Right? But then they call us unintelligent. We're more intelligent with them even without their colleges. Those are called snares and holes. We don't even got to talk about how the police lurk in them alleyways in the dark on the highway just to pull up. You ain't even see him. Now all of a sudden he's 3 feet behind you already. Right? With the lights on out of nowhere. Read.
They are hid in prison houses. They are hid in prison houses.
People filling up the prison houses. Yeah, he got to go on that. See that? What people filling up the prison houses? That's right. Guess what? Isaiah's people was too. You understand? This was written thousands of years ago. But even then, the people in the Bible, he said, man, my people hid in prison houses. You understand? Even who the world calls Jesus Christ, when you read these accounts, hey, he was getting thrown in prison continually. Right? And his disciples was. Continually. Real quick, go to Acts chapter 12. Go to Acts chapter 12 and start at verse 3.
Acts 12 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread.
Start at verse 2.
Verse 2. And he killed James.
And he did what?
And he killed James.
Right, so this was, you feel me? The people, Herod, this is a man named Herod, which basically just means a leader or a governor or a president, so-called, right? He had killed a so-called black man. You understand? Read.
James, the brother of John, with the sword.
Right, so he killed them, just like our brothers and sisters is getting killed in the streets now. They was doing that back then in the Bible. Read.
And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also.
Right, so he took Peter. Read.
Then were the days of unleavened bread, and when he had apprehended him.
Apprehended meaning what? You know what apprehend means? Capture. Right.
He put him in prison.
He did what?
He put him in prison.
Who was Peter?
He put him in prison.
Right, so even the disciples was getting thrown in prison unjustly, right, wrongfully. Why? Hey, because the so-called white man has always been doing these different things to us. Right? They've always been treating us unfairly, always been casting us into prisons, treating us wrongfully. You understand? So the things that we go through now is the same things that our brothers and sisters was going through in the scriptures. You understand? Why? Because this is our history book. You understand? Right? The things that we going through, that's what our forefathers was writing about. That's why anytime somebody say it's a white man's book, we know right off the bat they never read it. How can you call something a white man's book when the people that wrote the different scriptures was in captivity? Writing about them being in captivity. Writing about them being wrongfully treated. Writing about them going into slavery.
That's right.
That don't sound like the so-called white man. At all. So when people say that, we know right off the bat they don't know. Right? Go to Esther 7 and 4. Right? Bring this up.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Now, real quick, you know what that word Egypt mean, King? Egypt, right? Real quick. Get Deuteronomy 5 and 6.
Deuteronomy 5 and verse 6.
Bring it on.
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage.
Right, from the house of bondage. So Egypt is synonymous with the word bondage, slavery, captivity. Because when the Israelites was in the land of Egypt, they was what? In slavery. You ever heard the term, I've been working like a Hebrew slave? That's where that come from. Because the Hebrews, when they was in the land of Egypt, they were slaves. Right, so Egypt means bondage or slavery. Right? So now we're going to put it in context.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
What does Egypt mean? Bondage, right? Bondage, slavery, captivity, right? The literal word Egypt in the Hebrew means Mizraim or Mizraim, which means between two straits, aka stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's literally what Egypt means, right? Read.
Into Egypt again.
Now when you read the rest of this Bible, they never went back into the land of Egypt. That's because it's not talking about the physical land of Egypt. It's talking about slavery. So it said the Lord shall bring thee into slavery, bondage, captivity again. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Then we come to America in slavery on ships. Right? This was written in 1406 BC. Right? 1406 BC. That's over 2,000 years, brother. And it prophesied about a particular group of people going into slavery on ships. Aren't we the only ones to fulfill that? Aren't we the only people to go into slavery on ships? The Arab man can't say that they went into slavery on ships. Right? The East Indian man can't say it. The Chinese man can't say it. Can't none of these other nations say that they went into slavery on ships except us. So isn't that talking about us? Isn't that a fact? Brother, that's the Bible. We reading out the Bible right now. Right? The Quran is not going to... Right? The Quran is not going to tell us about our history. You understand? And to where we can go into these different things and figure out who we truly are. You understand? But the Bible will, right? And you got to read the Bible, sir. You can't read it like a Christianity pastor do it. Let me get that out of the way. We are not under the umbrella of Christianity. Right? We don't promote that at the end of the day. Right? His name wasn't even really Jesus. First of all, the letter J was just invented in the 1600s, so his name would have been impossible to be Jesus. Right? Now read on.
Again with ships. Right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Talking about our homeland. You know what your homeland is, brother? Right? Go to Tobit chapter 1 and verse 4. Gotta give you what your homeland is, right? We trying to put some meat up on your head. That's all, brother. You feel me?
Tobit 1 and verse 4. And it reads, and when I was in my own country,
in the
land of Israel,
what?
In the land of Israel.
That's where our people are originally from, right? This whole notion that we came from West Africa, that's only because in 70 AD we was fleeing from the Romans because they was killing us. So we was fleeing from the Romans and went into the land of Africa, chiefly West Africa. That's the only reason why we ended up over there. That's why nowadays you got a lot of people that say, oh, I'm from Africa. Or they'll trace their lineage back 1,000 years and they'll say, oh, I'm from West Africa somewhere. But that's only because, first of all, genealogy attests only go back so far, right? 70 AD was what? About almost 2,000 years ago, right? So go back to the 28.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Talking about our homeland, which is Jerusalem or Israel, read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Unto your enemies.
Who was we sold to when we got off them slave ships? Straight up. Sold to the so-called white man. But what the Lord called them though? Read it again.
Sold unto your enemies.
So the Bible even said that. The Bible said, hey, you're going to be sold unto your enemies. That's right. Right? Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
That word bond means redeemed. Because guess what? Hey, we still in a land where they took us and brought us by force. right? And guess what? If you want to leave, what you got to do? You got to go check in with him and get a what? Passport. They got to approve you. Hey, if you got certain stuff on your record, you can't even leave. Right? So these are the things that happen to who? What people did this happen to? Because everybody on the earth can't relate to the things that we read to y'all. Who can relate to them though? Us, right? So now we got to figure out what the Lord called us. Give me 29:1.
29:1 of Deuteronomy. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel. The children of Israel.
The children of Israel. In the Hebrew means Yashar Allah, which means he prince power. You understand why? Because we princes of the power of the Most High God. Right? You understand? So brother, that's what your nationality is. You would be an Israelite. Would your father be considered a so-called black man or a Haitian man or Jamaican man? Which one? Black. So brother, you would be an Israelite from the tribe of, like, trying to be about real quick. You would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Right? That's your God-given nationality. That's what your higher power calls you. That's what he referred to you as. He didn't call us people or humans. Right? We got nations. Right? And your nation, brother, is the nation of Israel. Right? At the end of the day. So that's what your God-given nationality is, brother. And we got to come back to that. We got to stop calling ourselves black. Right? That's the color out of a crayon box. Brother, you much more than black, brother. When I see you, I don't see a black man. Right? I see a king. Right? That just need more knowledge and understanding. And guess what? He'll come into the fullness, Lord willing, right, of his calling. You understand? Right? I don't see an African American. Right? That's, first of all, that's the last name of two so-called white men. Right? So I'm pretty sure you don't want to call yourself the last name of two so-called white men. Leos Cyprios Africanus and Amerigo Vespucci. That's where the term Africa-America comes from. Right? So I know you damn sure don't want to call yourself that. Right? So what you gonna call yourself? King of what? You said, huh? King of the future? What the future holds?
I don't know yet.
Right? And the scriptures tell us though, brother. Brother, yeah, you are a king, but what you the king of? Even kings got nationalities and names. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you are a king, brother. Right? But you a king, right? Because you're an Israelite. Right? And because of who your God is at the end of the day, brother. Who your father is. That's why you're a king. Because of who we are and where we come from. And what's running through our veins. We got royalty running through our veins, man. Everybody can't say that. You understand? You got any questions, brother? You sure? Alright, let me give you 2 commandments, brother, and then I'll let y'all go on about your day real quick, brother. Alright? All praises. Give me Leviticus 11:7.
Leviticus 11 and verse 7. And the swine.
You know what a swine is? Right, pork. Read.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
Right. Now, do you eat pork? All praise to the Most High. Right? I'm glad you don't. That's beautiful. Right? What about you, sister? You eat pork? Right? So, hey, we got to get away from those different things, right? Because that's the same reason why we suffer from a lot of the things that we got going on with us as a people, like high blood pressure, gout, high cholesterol, diabetes, the list goes on. Because we continue to eat the things that the Lord told us not to eat. You feel me? So, and pigs don't sweat. So they don't properly digest their food. I mean, they don't properly digest their food and they don't sweat. So all the toxins and stuff from what they eat stay inside the pig.
That's right.
Right? So you don't eat pork, brother. Hey, you gotta get the sister on it. Not eating pork, you feel me? Read.
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
I said them shall ye eat. What type of fish got fins and scales? Do you know? Right? You know, type of fish got fins and scales. Nah, not a catfish. Yeah. Tuna do. Right, what else? But tuna, right? Whiting, perch, salmon, bass, bluegill, right? Those are the type of fish that got fins and scales. So what? You can eat those type of fish. You eat seafood? What type of seafood you eat? Everything? Alright, bet. Read.
And all that have fins and scales in the seas, in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Right, so the Lord said things that don't have fins and scales. Now you name one thing that don't have fins and scales, like what? Catfish. Right? They got fins, but they don't got scales. They smooth. Right? They bottom feeders. Right? So we can't eat catfish. Right? What else don't have fins and scales? Yep, crab, lobster, shrimp. Right? Those are the type of crawfish, those are the type of things that don't have fins and scales. You feel me? So these are things that we can't eat. You understand why? Because at the end of the day, those are the rodents of the ocean. Right? Those are the rodents of the sea. Those are the cockroaches, the spiders. Don't a crab look like a spider? Right? And then a crawfish look like a roach. Right? Why? Because they bottom feeders, right? They supposed to clean the oceans. That's their job. And that's why everybody complained about the ocean being dirty, because they keep taking all the fish out that's supposed to clean it. Right? And then they give it and feed it to our people and put it as a delicacy. Meaning what? The highly esteemed. And our people love stuff that's highly esteemed for some reason. Right? So these are the things that we got to get away from, brother. Right? Because ultimately, it's causing our people to get sick.
Right.
Right. So would you be willing to stop eating shrimp, crab, and lobster, brother? You said, huh? Oh, okay. See, that's a so-called white man, trying to get our people, right? But point is, brother, right? You're an Israelite, and we gotta repent, keep these commandments to the best of our ability. So, hey, you can get off them shackles, man. And I ain't talking about physically. I'm talking about period. You feel me? What's your nationality before you leave, brother? That's right, brother. That's right, brother. Stay safe out here, King. Get home safe, brother. All right. All right, brother. Right. So all praise to the Most High. Right. So give me go back to the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Right. 2nd Esdras chapter 16 and read verse 1.
2nd Esdras 16 and verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
Right, he said, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, man. And read.
Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with the cloth of sack and hair, bewail your children.
Be in the sign of mourning. It's time for you to mourn, man. Right? Who's it time for to mourn? Hey, America, man. America, which is the daughter of Babylon and Asia, man. Right? Read. The kings of the east, man. Read.
And be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
What?
Your destruction is at hand.
The destruction of this kingdom is at hand, man. Right? You're not going to always be able to go into 10 damn Colts games, man. Right? And walk up and down the street, man. The times is ending, man.